Can I have maybe one of the young ones lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this morning? Any volunteers? You? Okay, thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Jason, would you lead us in prayer?
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. This is day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Amen. Roll call.
Counselor Howard,
Here.
Counselor Locke,
Here.
Counselor Lorenz,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Segola,
Here.
Mayor Becker is absent this evening and a quorum is declared.
All right, modifications to the agenda.
No, sir.
All right. Approval of consent agenda, minutes of regular meeting from September 1st, 2023, review and approval of accounts payable.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second. All right, it's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions?
Counselor Howard,
Yes.
Counselor Locke,
Aye.
Counselor Lorenz,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Segola,
Aye.
motion carries to approve the consent agenda.
All right, proclamations, communications and appointments, domestic violence awareness and prevention month. Here to. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and read this proclamation. Says whereas bullying, proclamation, National Bullying Prevention Month. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Okay, City of Monte Vista Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month proclamation. This proclamation proudly signifies the month of October as Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month in the City of Monte Vista. For the spirit of unity between the San Luis Valley Behavioral Health Group and our esteemed community partner agency, TUCASA, prevails. Whereas the people of the San Luis Valley comprehend the critical importance of raising awareness about domestic violence prevention, acknowledging its profound impact on the well-being of our community, and whereas the echoes of domestic violence reverberate through our close-knit neighborhoods, affecting lives from Alamosa to Crestone and from Saguache to Monte Vista, and whereas the collaborative efforts of SLVBHG and TUCASA in membership with our dedicated municipal authorities stand resolute in their commitment to provide essential resources and unwavering support to empower individuals in their journey towards safety and healing. And whereas we recognize and honor the resilient survivors within our valley who have emerged victorious from the shadow of domestic violence, weaving their stories into the fabric of our community. And whereas the San Luis Valley, celebrated for its majestic landscapes and strong communities, embraces the duty of addressing the pervasive impact of domestic violence, which touches the lives of countless adults and the next generation each year. And whereas we understand that many survivors do not seek the help they need due to fear and apprehension, and therefore we are committed to fostering a culture of empathy and support to bridge this gap. And whereas we acknowledge that the darkness of stigma often shrouds those who bravely seek help, and we are determined to dispel this darkness with empathy and acceptance. And whereas our local communities have witnessed the transformative power of personal connections with survivors of domestic violence, playing a pivotal role in breaking down misconceptions and biases. And whereas we recognize that nurturing safe and healthy relationships is vital for our families, neighborhoods, and the prosperity of our educational institutions and thriving businesses. And whereas the San Luis Valley, in collaboration with our devoted partner agency, TUCASA, is steadfast in amplifying public awareness about domestic violence issues, embarking on a collective journey to reshape attitudes and behaviors, and tirelessly advocating for accessible, effective services for all those on the path to safety and recovery. Now, I therefore, Victor Sigala, Mayor Pro Tem of the city of Monte Vista, of the San Luis Valley, Colorado, do hereby proclaim and declare October 2023 as Domestic Violence Awareness and Prevention Month. As Mayor Pro Tem, I implore every resident, government entity, public and private establishment, business, and school within the expansive embrace of the San Luis Valley to join hands in reaffirming our unwavering commitment to enhance awareness and understanding of domestic violence, to break the chains of stigma and bias, and to wholeheartedly champion appropriate and easily accessible services for all those journeying towards safety and healing. In witness thereof, we, in collaboration and unity, have affixed our signatures and caused the official seals of the city of Monte Vista and Tucasa of the San Luis Valley, Colorado, to be affixed this. What's today? The 5th day of October in the year of 2023.
So, Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes.
Someone was supposed to be here to speak about this, and I don't know the person personally, so. Is there anyone here to speak on behalf of the Domestic Violence Coalition? Okay, thank you.
All right. Citizen comments, special presentations. City Council welcomes your unscheduled comments. Please limit the comments to 3 minutes, and council will not take action at this same meeting. Anybody? All right, Margot.
Why not? Hello, council. Mayor Pardon. I'm happy to be here, and I just wanted to say something about how wonderful our theater is operating. The coffee shop is phenomenal. The coffee is delicious. The theater with the movies has been great. And with the sports things that he is doing, I just find it a huge asset to our community. And I think people are really coming to it and enjoying what he's done. So I am just tickled to death about that.
Thank you. Anybody else? It's your time to shine. Come on. All right, we're gonna go to our scheduled appearances. In order to be included on this portion of the agenda, please file the appropriate form with the clerk no later than noon on Monday prior to the meeting. Kindness Club.
Hi, I want to introduce us. My name is Miss Archuleta, Francisca Archuleta, and I'm a 4th and 5th grade counselor at Bill Metz. And we have Miss Laura Lynn Buss. She also facilitates the Kindness Club. And we have our members. I want them to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Odyssey and I'm in first grade. Hi, my name is Diane. I'm in first grade. My name is Janai and I'm in 6th grade. My name is Zio and I'm in 1st grade. My name is Mallory and I'm in 1st grade.
Nice to meet you guys.
And so we first wanted to talk about what the Kindness Club is and what we do at this school. And so I'm going to have our members read what our goal is, our code of conduct, and some challenges and why we do them at this school. So I'll let them take it.
Our goal is to do acts of kindness that will inspire others to do the same. We strive to build self-esteem and grade school moral by showing every person at our school that he or she can really make a difference. To bring everyone at our school together in a cooperative, caring way. To remind students to look for the good they see for to change the world with kindness. Our code of conduct. We only use language that lifts others up, never puts them down. We are upstanders, not bystanders. We commit to creating a positive atmosphere at our school by participating in school-wide activities and community events. The Kindness Club was inspired by Kids for Peace and their creation of Kindness Challenge. We decided that is something we can do to highlight kindness in our school. The challenges are positive, action-based bullying prevention and initiatives that create a school culture of kindness, compassion, inclusion, and respect. It is indeed for children in school to practice being kind toward their teachers, school, staff, fellow students, and as well as everyone they are in contact with. Each month we come up with a new challenge that can be completed individually as a class or grade level, or we even ask for family participation. There are typically rewards, but we aim to make sure the biggest reward is kindness being spread around everyone.
So as you can see, I have like the perfect members. We're missing a few because they couldn't be here. But the kindness challenge is basically meant to spread kindness throughout the school. And this is something that they've been doing. And this month is Bully Prevention Month. And so they wanted to also highlight that and make sure that not only our school reflects bully prevention, but we wanted to include the community to make sure that we're all partaking in this. So we have a little presentation to present to you guys now. All right, so we're gonna walk this way. All right, bully prevention. So I'll let Ms. Devin Davy, she knows a lot more about the history of BPAC, so I'll let her take it at this point.
Sure. So my name is Devin Davy. I'm the Bully Prevention Education Coordinator for the Monte Vista School District. I've also been a teacher there for a while. So this is what we refer to as our three masks of our climate enforcement. The school district, although maybe not perfect, we've all worked very hard to get the climate to rise. About 2010, we did a review with the Department of Education, and we decided what we really need to do was look at positive behavior interventions, which is really a system that looks at teaching the expectations, not just assuming that expectations should just be there and that kids should just know how to do that. And then a little bit later in 2014, I thought there's still some things missing. So we looked at capturing kids' hearts, which is a really great way to start kids a conduit to start making those relationships with kids, which we know is the preface of everything that we do, and before you can teach. And then we also we have in the past worked with Center for Restorative Programming and have implemented restorative programming throughout our school district. In 2019, we got a grant from CDE for the Bully Prevention Education Grant. And this grant allotted us about $75,000 to really spread kindness throughout our schools. And at first we said, okay, we need to talk about bully prevention, and the counselors stopped and said, we need to talk about kindness and how kids can really show who they are and how we can start building this climate where they're upstanders and we're not just watching that, and really promote that. So with this money, we have gotten to do some family fun nights, community engagement pieces. We have also had the pleasure of developing the Kindness Club. We also got off to a little bit of a slow start through COVID, but these kids and teachers persevered through it all. So the kindness challenges, and we're, I don't know, it's just been a really great pleasure to see, and I'll let these guys do it because they're more important than me.
Thank you, Ms. Davy. All right, next. So when we talk about bully prevention, during the month of October, we have a curriculum that we would like our teachers to teach the class, so they're very aware of what needs to be done. So I'll let Odyssey talk about the main words we focus on during bully prevention.
Bullying, mean, rude, conflict, cyberbullying, bystander versus bystander.
All right. So is it mean, or is it rude, mean, or bully? Because we often hear those words like interchangeable, like, oh, they're bullying me. Well, you guys were just fighting over the basketball. Not really bullying. So we're gonna like read each definition and go into that and see why we need to understand the difference between mean, rude, and bullying. So Mallory, go ahead and read rude.
When someone does or says something unintentional, hurtful, impolite, or ill mannered, and they only do it once.
All right, Xavier, go ahead and read me.
When someone does or says something purposefully hurtful or unkind, and they do it once or maybe twice.
All right, and Gaia, go ahead and read bullying.
When someone does or says something purposefully hurtful, intimidating, or threatening, and they keep repeating that over and over.
So what it's saying is rude, it's like they just say something rude, like, oh, I don't like your sweater. It's not like they're saying it to be hurtful, they're just saying it unintentionally knowing that it's not good. Mean is when they do it purposely or unkind because they're trying to hurt the other person's feeling. Bullying is where they continuously do it over and over again. And I would try to emphasize that a kid, just because they do it to one kid once, but if they do it to another kid and another kid and another kid, it's an act like a repeated behavior. It doesn't have to be on the same kid, but it's a repeated behavior. So whether it's inside of school and outside of school, it is bullying. All right, so a normal conflict versus bullying. Janaya, why don't you read normal conflict in the blue and the yellow side?
Both students have equal power and both students intend to resolve the case.
So it's a normal conflict. Students often argue, but we try to teach them how to resolve it themselves. So if they are able to do that or come to us and help them resolve it together, then it's a normal conflict. All right, Anaya, read the yellow and bullying victimization. Or the citizen.
We don't want power, we have more malicious.
So in those cases, we see that it happens where one person is trying to get more power, or it's a one-sided situation. It's not a two-sided situation in a normal conflict. With the bullying victimization, it's always one person is trying to intimidate the other and try to get more power over them and make them feel a little bad. All right, Mallory, go to practical implications and read for the.
When bullying happens, students should not be left on their own. Teachers should intervene by setting clear boundaries for the predators, by supporting the victims and facilitating class discussions about bullying.
So it's not only teachers, it's the principals, behavior interventionists, the counselors, the any staff there, you know, the custodians, any staff there. It's meant for us to make sure that the students are in a safe space. If they come and tell us that said kid is bullying, then they need to make sure that this student feels safe and protected, and that we are making sure that they are listened to, that we are making sure that their story is being heard. And then it either comes to me or the other counselor, Miss L, who does 2nd and 3rd grade. It either comes to us or Mr. Keeling, who is our behavior interventionist, and he can help do that too. But our job is just to make sure that the children feel heard, safe, and respected. All right. So we have bystander versus upstander. It's always good to say we have bystander power, but when we talk about bullying, bully prevention, we always emphasize the word upstander, right? So Odyssey, go ahead and read bystander.
Someone who sees a bullying situation happening, but doesn't do anything to stop it.
So that situation could be kids on the playground, they see somebody getting picked on, they don't do anything at the moment, but later they may go tell a teacher, but they don't stop it right then and there. Gaia, go ahead and read upstander.
Someone who sees a bullying situation and stands up and says to stop it.
And this is where our kindness kids come from. There is like a little box outside of my room with all of their names on the side. And it is encouraged for other students to come up who feel like scared, shy, to come up and know who our members are. And they can write a little note and say, I'd like to talk to Odyssey about bullying. And then I'd give the note to Odyssey, and Odyssey can go and talk with the kid and make sure like, okay, how are you safe? How can we help you with this? And last year, our Kindness Club members had different shirts so they could stand out. So other kids can know them. And this year, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna have them wear a different shirt with either their name on it. But the purpose is so other kids know that the Kindness Club members are students that they can go and talk to if they're being bullied. And they can help them recognize if it's bullying, report it, or even practice refusing bullying. And that's what they do, and that's their intention in the school. And so I wanted to go and show this to you guys. So many of you guys have kids or maybe have family members that are in the school district and know about bullying. In this school, we're all mandated reporters, so we have to report it. We know how to report it, but sometimes parents, they don't know how to report it other than calling the school. But sometimes we can just go to our district website and everybody has access to this to report a bullying report form. So if Anita, can you click on the link for a minute? It may not go.
Yeah.
If it doesn't go, okay, so, and then if, you'll get to our school website, and if you click on district services, and then go down to bully prevention. And then if you scroll down just a little bit, and then keep on going. You'll see the different schools. The high school is down here, but it gives you information of how to report it. So we have Miss Hassler's information here. If you click on this link, you'll be able to report it. You can say, I'm a parent, or I'm a student, or I'm somebody else, right? And you can give us all the information needed. The same with the Monte Vista school, it gives you another link, the same with the high school. So this is, everybody has access to this if they get onto our school website. So if you give us a call and it doesn't get to us, this is another way, or you don't know like who to talk to at that moment. All the information is right here for all the school districts. Thank you, and then we'll get back to the. And so these are just a few things that I wanted to show. So I've been the facilitator of the Kindness Club for the past 3 years. And so these are just some pictures of what we've done. If you see, I'm wearing the same shirt as they are. This was our bully prevention shirt. Each year, Miss Davy and a lot of amazing people at our school, they come up with an idea of shirts to celebrate bully prevention. Last year, it was Born to Be Kind. And so all the kids, every third Thursday to express kindness, they wear their shirts. So we went around and took a picture of all the kids. There's some kids from the past working on some bully prevention posters. And this is us last year when we were invited to come and plant a tree here in your front yard. And so we were super excited about that, and we loved that. So we're looking forward to be invited to many other events. And then Anaya has been with the Kindness Club. It's not going. You could go to the last slide. And then, so Anaya, she has been with us for the 3 years since I've been with it. So I'm gonna have her talk about some of the challenges that we've done in the past.
So we tried for this to hide turkeys.
So with when we hid turkeys, this was one of the things that we just wanted to incorporate the families. Like, you know, this is a fun kind of challenge that we could do. So all kids took home a picture of a turkey, and their challenge was to hide it. And so that was another fun one. And then this one up here, it was called our Loving Kindness Tree. Every kid or every classroom got a post-it of heart-shaped post-its, and anytime a student did something kind or a teacher saw a student did something kind, they'd write it on there and put it on the tree. So our tree grew really big of all the kind acts that were being done. And then Anaya talk about the rocks.
So we painted some rocks and we hit them. And, we hit them around and we tried to find how people find it.
And so they were rocks that had like kind sayings or kind pictures or things like that. That was something that we also included at the Crane Festival. We had a booth where kids could just come up and draw some kindness rock. And then this one, if you see it says I am unique. Every classroom was able to get a square and color on it and say that, like, you know, we're all part of this big picture. We are unique, we are loved, we are important. And so we just wanted to spread that big word that, like, we're all unique, but we're all one. And that's what I wanted to do with this school. Then Anaya, if you want to do the last picture with the penny board.
So we did penny wars to help, a family is what happened in the fire.
So a family had lost their house. One of our students had lost her house during the fire. So our students and student council came up with penny wars, and we had penny wars. So each class would bring as many pennies or coins, and we earned a lot of money and gave this to the family afterwards. But this is what we're doing. This is we encourage bully prevention. They're the ones that they go and talk to if they have questions about bullying. So thank you for your guys' time.
Thank you. All right, so we as a city have a proclamation for a National Bullying Prevention Month. Whereas bullying is when somebody does or says something intentionally hurtful, intimidating, or threatening, and they keep repeating the behavior even after they were asked to stop. And whereas bullying occurs in neighborhoods, playgrounds, schools, and online through technology. And whereas various researchers have concluded that bullying is the most common form of violence, affecting millions of American children and adolescents annually. And whereas many of Monte Vista's children and adolescents are affected by bullying annually. And whereas targets of bullying are at increased risk for depression, anxiety, sleep difficulties, lower academic achievement, and dropping out of school, and students who are repeatedly bullied often fear such activities as riding the bus, going to school, interacting online, and attending community activities. And whereas children who bully are at greater risk of engaging in more serious violent behaviors. And whereas children who witness bullying often feel less safe, helpless to stop it, and intimidated. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Mayor Pro Tem Victor Sigala proclaims October as Monte Vista National Bullying Prevention Month. And be it further resolved that Monte Vista schools, students, parents, recreation programs, religious institutes, businesses, and community organizations be encouraged to engage in a variety of awareness and prevention activities designed to make our community safer for all children and adolescents. We only use language that lifts others up, never puts them down. We are upstanders, not bystanders. We commit to creating a positive atmosphere. Proclaim, Monte Vista. I think it's very brave of all you girls that are doing this, and you too. Because you know what, there are kids out there that don't feel safe. You know exactly what it said. They don't feel safe going to school. They don't feel safe making friends because people are mean and rude, and that turns into bullying. So I'm very proud of you girls. Thank you for standing up. All right, we're gonna continue with our meeting. That was great though. So, all right. Yes,
Can we get a picture with you guys before the kiddos leave?
sure,
One
sure,
celebration?
sure.
All right.
Step over here.
You know what? I would stand there and then let the kids be right in front of you at the table, and then you've got some different heights.
So if you click on your camera, the little one down on the bottom, click to 0.5 and it'll open it up. I don't know if you guys do that anymore.
I didn't. So thank you.
Education.
I didn't know that you were such a photographer.
Yeah, come over here.
Oh, yeah, I was handing those to you.
And one of them.
See here.
I didn't know.
Say cheese. Great.
Yeah, move on.
There you go. Me or her? There you go. Okay, now I got it. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I
I know, we're done.
We're done.
No more.
That should have been how we started off our morning.
Yes, yes, that was very enjoyable.
It was.
Those are our future leaders.
Yep. Be proud, be proud.
That's it.
All right. Looks like there are no public hearings, no license.
No.
No, yeah,
B.
Monte Vista Head Start update.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Monte Vista, I'm sorry, I missed that. B, Monte Vista Head Start update, Marcia Mango.
Oh, good.
Sorry.
That's okay. I just brought some information and some flyers in our program for you guys to pass out if you would like. My name is Marcia Mangan. I am the director of the Monte Vista Head Start. I've been there about 3 years. It's my pleasure to be here to speak to you tonight about some of the things exciting things that are going on at the Head Start. For those of you who are not aware, we support children and families, not just children. We use a curriculum, nationally proclaimed curriculum there called the Creative Curriculum for Preschoolers. And we are part of a pyramid implementation site through our regional office. And that promotes friendship skills, which helps with bullying prevention. So I thought that was kind of cool that that was happening tonight. I was unaware. But we also offer things like free health assistance for families, children who are having a hard time getting dental screenings. We provide those at the school. We provide heights and weights and nutritious meals for our kids. And then if families need referrals based on medical things, we help families get referrals to doctors and help them pay for visits if they need. So that's just kind of some of the things that we do there besides just supporting children. We offer parenting classes for families, things like love and logic classes on how to parent children without corporal type spanking, things like that. So it's a nice parenting class. We offer nutrition classes and home activities for parents to be active in their children's education. Really kind of probably what you want to know is what we're doing with the building. Everybody, that's been kind of the talk of the town. We've done a lot of quality improvements over there that in the last 2 years. Our children have gotten all new furniture in their classrooms, new carpeting, new flooring, new windows. They've gotten all new curriculum support materials. So the teachers, when they're teaching, they have all the materials they need to support their study that they're teaching the kids in the classroom. We've been able to implement a sensory room for children who get sensory overload in our classroom. We have a room set up for them full of sensory materials, different textures, different lighting, different bouncing activities. So kids can have that sensory break from the typical classroom without being removed from the school. That's been a huge success with a bunch of our students. And we repainted the buildings. They look beautiful, the white, and so now they are tan and brown. And we've been able to purchase new kitchen equipment. So the kitchen has been upgraded, which makes that much easier for our staff to provide those wonderful, nutritious meals for our kids. And then to focus on our staff, we've added a staff wellness room. So our staff wellness room has massage chairs where they can sit and take a break and have a massage. We are currently working with the Lower Foundation to get a fitness room put in for our staff and our families. So families can come while their children are in care and use an exercise bike or a treadmill or an elliptical. So, and we have a yoga room and a gross motor room there now where children, when it's too cold to play outside, they can do yoga and they can do music and movement. So we have one room dedicated just for fitness for children as well. So those are kind of the things that we've been working on at the Monte Vista Head Start. So do you have any questions for me? It's wonderful.
Kind of wish I was born 4 years.
Yeah, and we've got state-of-the-art classrooms now. We've got smart boards in our classrooms, and kids are using tablets through a program called Hatch Early Learning. So it's educational games that tracks their growth and their progress. And then that is also shared with parents during parent-teacher conferences. So.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah,
Very-
incredible.
I went to Head Start there. You know, yeah.
Marcia, thank you for coming in. I hadn't had the opportunity to meet you yet.
Very nice to meet you.
Thank you. The reason why I wanted Marcia to come in and give a presentation and update you all is because we're in budget time right now and we own the building. And so it's one of the assets that we have on our insurance list that we take care of. And last year there was an incident that Rob had to get out there and fix. He had a giant.
Oh, yeah, we had the big giant sinkhole in the back that used to be a septic. Yeah, that usually we maintain the building ourselves, but we didn't do that one.
Big.
That was big, and we appreciate you doing that.
You
so.
guys are also gonna get a new security light there on the edge of the building.
Okay,
That pole, that one's still not working, right? So we're just gonna replace the entire thing.
okay.
Yeah.
How many students do you have?
We are currently serving 48 children and families.
And what's your max?
Our max is right now is 48. Yeah.
So do you have a waiting list?
We don't, but we have, well, we do, but they're turning 3 because we accept them as soon as they turn 3 years old. So as soon as they turn 3, they can come in. They don't have to meet a district cutoff. They, on their 3rd birthday, they can start. So we have a few of those that are waiting to come in. So
And then are they all Monte Vista children or are they?
99% of them.
Yeah.
We get some outliers. We draw some kids in from Sargent and from Alamosa and a couple from Del Norte, just because their parents came to the Head Start or they know the staff there or they have heard of the things that are happening. So, but most of the children are from Monte Vista and do go into the Monte Vista School District.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate your job.
I appreciate you having me. And if you have any questions, and we're going to have another art show this year in April, so we'll be delivering an invitation again. We would love you to come and see the children's art. They did such a great job last year and we're so proud to show it off. So we would love for you to come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gotta change our mind now.
All right, we're done. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and looks like we're gonna go down to contracts, agreements, and leases.
Good evening, council. Tonight in front of you is a contract for the award of the MMOF grant design. It is an award for JLK Engineering to design the multimodal sidewalk project from Sky High all the way to the Alta fuel station on the north side of 160. That contract came in at $288,294.89. It is a state funded grant. There is no match for the city. So the entire funding comes from actually this, in this event, there, it's gonna come from the ARPA funds from the state. So I need council to make a motion to approve the award of the contract and to allow our city manager Gigi Dennis to sign.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Do we have any other questions?
Can we get from Alamosa to?
That's another grant that's in the works and we'll find that one out. I believe it's actually
Yeah,
When?
December.
December.
Yeah.
So that's safe routes or safe streets for all grant that DJ applied for along with SLD Go. And that'll redo the intersection at Sherman and start the design for the trail that links the two communities, Alamosa and Monte Vista.
You just want to ride your scooter.
It's all right.
It's been moved and seconded and
Counselor Howard,
Aye.
Counselor Dwight,
Aye.
Counselor Lorenz,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Segola.
aye.
Motion carries to award the CDOT Multimodal Design Project, KLJ, and allow city manager Gigi Dennis to sign.
All right. Go Gigi. We're gonna go down to staff proposals, reports, and actions. City clerk.
Good evening, council. Just a really quick report from me. Just wanted to let you all know that on October 24th, we will be having in conjunction with this chamber, we will have a Meet the Candidates night at 6 p.m. at Sky High. So it'll be Martha Locke, Lauren Howard, Brad.
6 o'clock.
Yes, 6 o'clock, 6 to 8. And Sheila Sanders, Brad Watson and Sheila Sanders. And that'll be at 6 from 6 to 8 at Sky High. And Damon Ariana will be emceeing that. And then I just wanted to remind you all to grab your mail. CML, Gigi was in our CML and Martha and our mayor for the District 8 meeting as well. I have gotten 3 new businesses that have come into Monte Vista this last month. So we welcome them. I went and did an inspection for the Pivot Public House on Monday, so they should be opening within the next couple of weeks.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you, Nita. Public works.
This is good. No written report tonight, so just a quick few updates for you. Our 2003 street project on the utility side is about ready to wrap up. They're on Dennis Street. We're waiting. They've made the tie-ins. We're gonna fill the line and do the testing, and once we have all that back, we'll get everybody hooked up and that project will come to a close. The fuel system at the airport is almost done. They are missing a digital screen. It came in this week and is expected to be installed next week. Everything will be finalized and we'll be advertising for final payment. So that project is just about done. The EV charging station out there is getting closer. They still have a few more parts. It's doing, I'm actually really happy with the contractor. There's parts of it are slow. Some of the pieces are slow coming in. But if you notice, they did a really fantastic job of replacing the landscaping and the grass. So I'm really happy with the way they're thinking. So kind of open it up to questions if you have any projects or anything.
I do. Oh, I don't have a question. Would you please elaborate a little bit about the asphalt for the street project?
Yes, absolutely. So we received a request, and we mentioned it in council last time you guys met about there's 2 contracts for a street project this year. There's a utility side, and then there was supposed to be a street paving and concrete side. The concrete paver on that second account has requested a postponement of our project until 2024. They're guaranteeing the prices that we have now for next year. And they will commence work beginning as soon as weather allows in April, as soon as the frost comes out of the ground. So this year, Dennis Street, the water line and the storm sewer will go in as planned. The road will be graded, some gravel will be brought in to make sure it's nice for the winter. On Batterson, the same thing will happen there. They will touch up things, and then on Fourth, where we have pavement, they will pave those few areas where the storm line went in, just to get that section of Fourth back to pavement. So citizens can expect to have exactly the same conditions that they had before. They'll just have new water lines. Next year, Batterson will get the paving, and so will Dennis, and the sidewalks on Batterson.
But I think what's important, and I hope Marie's listening to write this in the report. The delay in the asphalt is no fault of the cities. The contractor came to Rob and said, we are way overextended. Can we delay the paving until next year? So we're supposedly number one on their list as soon as they start up their batch plant in the spring. And if the costs have gone up, it will be at no additional cost. It'll be what we've got this year.
Anything else? I have one parting good news. So back in June, we started a little project for us, but also anticipation for the parades during Stampede. We had an old trailer that it's an old message board trailer. So the ones you see out on highway that flash messages at you. The control panel didn't work. It was just sitting in the yard. The crew had come to me and asked if we could buy a trailer that was more of a low deck trailer where they would be able to haul the jumping jacks and the concrete saws and some of our smaller equipment up and then transport it instead of trying to pick it up in the back of the pickup or in the back of one of our trailers. So I talked to Dave and I said, why don't you take that old trailer and convert it to more of a low deck, or at least put a gate on it so it can be used. Well, our shop coordinator, Dave Cisneros, took it upon himself and made this trailer that has hydraulics and a battery that actually will sit at trailer height when it's transporting. And then when you need to load or unload something, you push the button and it lowers the entire deck all the way down to the ground. So
The whole deck?
What's that?
You say the whole deck?
The
or
whole deck,
The whole deck.
the whole thing.
Wow.
So it is, the axles are set up on hydraulics. And it picks up, and as it comes down, it's not a full axle underneath. He created little quarter axles that stay within the framework and out under the fenders. And so the entire thing, literally the entire deck drops to the ground.
Wow.
It's 2 inches off the ground. So you can just literally wheel it right up there. So he did such a nice job. The cool thing about it, we had to buy a little bit of steel. We had to buy 2 cylinders. The big expense would have been the hydraulic pump, but we had an old pump from an old dump body that we weren't using. So we reused that. So we have a little bit of money, less than $4,000 in the entire project. I thought it was cool enough that our Colorado LTAP has what's called a Trailblazer Innovation Contest every year. So I went ahead and took pictures and did a video and did a small write-up on that and submitted it. And Wednesday, October 4th, I received this. Congratulations. Monte Vista Public Works and Dave Cisneros innovation has been selected by a group of our peers as the 2023 Colorado LTAP Trailblazer. With your recognition and submission on the low deck equipment trailer, we'll move to the regional contest. The Federal Highway Administration will announce the winner in Sioux Falls at the National LTAP Association's North Central Regional Roads Conference. And that's coming up October 24th.
Oh, that's
They
great.
are paying him to travel up there and accept the award. So very cool. We're very happy with that.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know who to find when you want to lower your hot rod, huh?
I gotta tell you, I'm super impressed. I'll remember to bring a video. It is the coolest little
Yeah.
trailer. And actually, if you saw the parade, the trailer that Monty was sitting on is that trailer. So, it's great. So thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, congratulations.
Very much so.
I'll keep this fairly short. So we have 2 weeks left of training and we are finally fully staffed with everybody fully trained, so I know that's been a long haul, so. It's gonna be our
Couple
last
years
two
now, huh?
Yeah, our last two are in training and, you know, the good thing is I just don't see anybody leaving or anything. Well, some of them had signed a 2-year contract, which was nice, so they're stuck with us or we're stuck with him, one of the two. Been getting a lot of grants again, a lot of equipment grants, and I think Gigi just sent out something to us to do grants, and I was going through mine. I think so far this year I've got like 110,000 in grants for the police department and stuff, so well, which is pretty good. Pretty happy with that. One of them that we just got is a security trailer, which will be really handy. And you just pull it into like open door events and then you pop it up and then we can monitor from our phones. And it's got PTZ cameras, so you can pan it, tilt it, and zoom it. We can use it at sky high or any kind of outdoor event. So we can just set it up and monitor, you know, and there's some really cool technologies, like way over the top technology, like Big Brother stuff that I'm not quite ready to go that far. But it's there. It's a little too Big Brother, even for me. I'm like, wow, it's a little too much. I tell you one thing that I do have some concern with, and if you guys get the opportunity, and me and Gigi worked on this quite a bit, with the state parole and the policies, and I think anytime you guys get an opportunity to talk to any of our legislators especially at the state level, the policies of this state are out of control with the release of violent offenders, the parole board and stuff. It is just completely out of control. I sent you, there's a link in there, and I don't know if you guys saw that. Some of you may know the victim in this case or those involved in it, but it was originally it was a 26-year sentence. However, a little bit of back on that. So he was sentenced to 20 years on one charge and 6 years on another, but it was concurrent. So he served the 6 years. So really it was a 20-year sentence. Either way, the offender who was a violent, and he's registered, my understanding is a violent sexual predator. And so he was released. The news article says 15 years early when parole sent us an email and said that he has to serve 75% of that, that you have to serve 75% of the original 20 years. So I'm not a math genius, but I just sat back there and did the math. 75% of 20 is 15 years, yet he still got released after 11 years in prison because of, and then good time and stuff. So that means he got basically 4 years of good time. And all of that. So it's just completely ridiculous. Along with that goes along that whole line. And again, I would ask anytime you guys have the opportunity to talk to the local representatives or anywhere in the state, the same with the bond reform that we did. We had that arrest, I think you probably saw that, 4,700 fentanyl pills, weapons and guns and stuff. And somebody asked me like, well, that's a lot of fentanyl pills. I'm like, yeah, you know how many fentanyl pills it is? There was enough fentanyl pills that we seized there for every single citizen of Monte Vista plus some to have one fentanyl pill. So that's how many fentanyl pills we received. And she bonded out on $450. $450. So that's part of the bond reform. Absolutely ridiculous. That's terrible. There's no accountability anymore in this state for criminals. I mean, it's just become, honestly, we've become a criminal friendly state. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. There's no other way to put it. And there's no way to sugarcoat it. We are friendly. We are a criminal friendly state. I mean, that's absolutely pathetic. Just those two cases there. So I would just say anytime you guys will be better heard than us because they definitely don't want to hear from me because they just think that's all we do is that we're just like whatever. So, but if you guys get the opportunity, just kind of put that on your radar. Yeah, pathetic. The last thing I got is that we did another traffic study down on Newcomb. I just got the data on that. That one was, I was a little bit surprised with talking with Pat and Rob. over the course of a month, 21,000 vehicles travel over Newcomb. I know, so if you've got the north-south route would be Sixth Avenue, which I think we need to do in there to see what the traffic count is there. And then Newcomb, a lot of people, what was really interesting about Newcomb, the west end of Newcomb, I think coming off Franklin. So people drop off at the school and then they come up and then they turn and they come up. So the west end of Newcomb had like 6,000 more cars than the east end of Newcomb because, but I was kind of shocked to see that there was 21,000 vehicles that traveled over there in that time frame. So we'll work with Rob and then Pat and see what we can do about some of the traffic issues down there as well. So that's all I got. Any questions?
I'd like to know exactly, and you may not have the answer right now. What exactly can we do to help? I have talked to one of our representatives. It's gone nowhere so far. I haven't talked to him again, but I
So,
can too.
great question, Counselor. I think it's just that we're gonna have to continue to just beat that drum. And I don't know if you guys get the opportunity at state level or at CML or whatever, just to constantly be and highlighting these ridiculous things like this, like 4,700 fentanyl pills and $450 bond. Or, you know, this release of a violent sexual predator, basically at least at a minimum 9 years old. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's gonna do. It's really gonna take, I think I've heard you say this many times, it's gonna take citizens to really step up and say enough of this. This is absolutely ridiculous.
It's not.
It is not.
So right now, just a letter writing campaign and
You know,
the representatives and legislators and.
you know, without getting into politics, part of the problem is that, and I've talked to the representatives, I will say that Senator Simpson was extremely helpful in this, trying to help me and Gigi work through this and stuff. He's been very helpful. And I think, you know, there's a super majority in the politics in Denver and stuff. So until something changes, I don't know how much that we're going to be able to do. I mean, it's really comes down to politics at the state level on then the legislators changing some of these laws and stuff. I just don't know how we got, you know, I understand a little bit behind the bond reform. I actually do because there was a lot of like really poor people that were basically being punished. You know, they would commit a fairly mid-level crime and they were the ones staying in jail just because they didn't have the means to bond out, where you got money or whatever, then you could bond out. So I understood that a little bit, and I don't necessarily disagree with that completely, but there's some of it that's just completely asinine, and it's like, what the hell were you thinking? I mean, like that, where, you know, like, never in my career would I thought that, you know, somebody on first-degree murder, a first-degree murderer has the right to bond out now in Colorado. First-degree murder, premeditated murder, you have the right to bond out in Colorado. And we've seen that.
First degree premeditated.
Yep.
Has a right to bond out.
You have a right, I mean, that now granted on the circumstances and stuff like that, the judge can up it and stuff, but I've seen people arrested on first-degree murder and they bonded out. I mean, that's just that's how crazy we've gotten. We've lost our damn mind.
I know a girl who and a guy, I knew the guy a long time ago, and she ran him over, killed him, and she's never went to jail. Like, it doesn't seem like she ever went to jail. I'm like, what's going on?
Well, it's become so hard for y'all to arrest people in the first place.
Everything.
We've discussed that at length, and it's so hard to even arrest them in the first place. And then you finally do, you get enough to arrest them, but it's not enough to keep them.
And then a $450 bond.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous. Any other questions?
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Good evening, council. Going to try and keep it short and sweet as usual. So this last month, we had some big things going on, as some of it was good, some of it was bad. To begin with, our AC in our server room went out, so we have a temporary fix currently in place, and the server room seems relatively stable. We do have a couple servers off just to retain the heat down low, and we're still looking into a more permanent fix on that. We were able to get phone lines set up for the new planning office, so that way DJ and Rob's new staff members can have desk phones. That way they can be called a lot easier. and actually have business cards made, because I know they're gonna be more likely a bit more front facing than a lot of other people. I replaced 2 broken monitors over in the PD. We had 2 monitors break over on Pupil 3 over in the PD. Those have been replaced and seem to be fully functional for the PD with no issues going forward. We replaced a drive in a machine where it was mostly just failing and just not being a good machine to work with. We were able to get that actually up and in an operational way. So that way the machine's actually sped up and actually able to be used for work. We replaced the entire domain controller for the city, so some people might know some issues coming in the beginning of this week, but a lot of those were ironed out over the weekend, if not ironed out before we even got the domain controller fully replaced. We will still continue to iron out issues as they come up. They are not detrimental. They are mostly just users not being able to log in and being able to access files properly. That is a quick fix. And most of those have been rectified from what we are aware of. And then just a couple adjustments for the rec website. Other than that, there isn't much else to report on. Any questions?
Can you repeat that in English? Just kidding.
Amen.
Thank you very much. Thank you for everything that you guys
Thank you,
do.
Brandon.
Have a wonderful evening.
I think you spoke slower though than Jay. Okay, I've just got lots of odds and ends to keep you guys updated on. Monday and Tuesday work sessions. We're going over the budgets. We'll bring in meals. We tried to balance it out. We'll do all the easier ones on Monday, and then we'll have to grill in on Tuesday. Anita has a hard copy to give you guys tonight in case you want to take it home and review it before the weekend or before Monday. And then we're compiling an Excel sheet, because I think you guys will be in awe about the number of grant dollars we've brought in, and to see the various projects and what we're working on. Because you know, we stand up here and it's kind of like a one-hit wonder, and then the next week we talk about the next one. So to compile it all for you guys to look at it, I think you'll truly be amazed and proud of your city staff and how hard everybody's working, and the dollars we're bringing in, and the projects that are getting underway. So it's pretty exciting. Monday, I will be basically driving as quickly as I can to get back here. I'll be in Colorado Springs for the day with Care and Share. I'm on their board, and so we're doing a strategic planning. We're supposed to be done by 2, so hopefully I'm here by 5:30. And if not, just eat slower, because I'll get here. October the 11th, we have AT&T has, if you recall, last year AT&T gave Kids Connection $15,000 to buy equipment and furnishings and stuff for Kids Connection that would be around learning and technology. And then they also gave us 8 Chromebooks. And so 6 of those we kept within Kids Connection or with the PD. Isn't that right, George? And so, and then we gave 2 to the school to use in their early childhood center that they had. So this year, AT&T called and said, we want to give you guys 50 computers. And so I've been working with Scott Wiedemann. The school has selected the students that will get them. And so on October the 11th, AT&T is coming down, and they've got some other people they're bringing with them, and we'll do a nice ceremony at the Delta Center, and then run over to the Kids Connection, and so they can see the rest of the things that Anika was able to purchase. So if you want to do that, we would love to have you join us on Wednesday. October, I wrote these down in different orders. October the 17th, we're gonna be meeting with the county, the fair, Stampede, and then us regarding kind of a grand scale scheme of what the Sky High campus will look like. Trying to give our ideas and what would go where as we think about the future and how we may want to grow. And a lot of this is really desperately needed so that we can get started on the generator, shower, and RV project that we've got going. So Rob keeps kicking me in the shin saying, come on, we got to get this moving. Then October the 18th, the following day, we have the kickoff for the rural economies, recreational economy for rural communities that Xavier talked about the last meeting. That's open to the public. That'll be from 6 to 8 at Sky High. Then the 19th is City Council. So that week's going to be really loaded up. Today, Rob hosted his employees, Public Works, as well as invited Rio Grande County Road and Bridge. Had a nice little hamburger and hot dog luncheon for them, and to say thanks. And you know, some of these things really do take partnerships, and Rio Grande County has been a really good partner. And we've also had some really fine gentlemen working for us as our part-time seasonals for the parks this year. So it was a nice way to round up the season and say thank you to all of those. They are all men. So no, there was one lady. There's one lady. So you'll hear more about the budgets on Monday. It's been a little bit painful. We've got more wants than dollars.
You? No.
Anita's been hammering on that, so we think we've got a great plan for you all. You may have noticed, because Nita has said that we're taking some people pick on us, but some hits on Facebook over the Christmas decorations. Rob has had to get his guys started because we've got a lot, and they're trying to just fit everything in. And while the weather's nice, it only makes sense that you get some of these things put up. So if you get any flack about it, just tell
I'm
them.
just
Hey,
glad you're not doing ball humbug this year like last year.
well, and I got some more grant money. Which you're gonna repeat. It's gonna look even better, Margot, you're gonna love it. And we're spreading it more through town. So working with the rural electric, they're gonna put up some poles on the North Broadway. So we'll have a beautiful display across the highways on North Broadway. And then I want to take it down through the city. And so we'll have a really cool display down at Marsh Park, which is at Sonic. So if you're coming or going, as you come into town, you're going to have good feelings. As you're leaving town, you're going to have good feelings. So it's going to be really beautiful. And we had some really fine sponsors that helped us purchase some more Christmas decorations. And then after Christmas is January. The Rio Grande County Board of Commissioners has reached out. They want to start up the quarterly meetings again. So they've thrown out the date as January the 8th as a tentative schedule for lunch. And as we get closer, Nita will be coordinating all of that for us. But there's just so many positive things going on.
January 8th.
Yeah. A new coffee shop. Sandra is on the urban renewal. You'll hear more about them at the budget workshops. Sheila, they're open to the public if anybody wants to come and listen about the budget and such. So be Monday at 5:30. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Council committee, city commission, and councilor reports. Start with Martha.
Oh, wow. This meeting's a tough act to follow.
You don't have to try too hard, you
And-
know?
I got it, you know me, I've got to try to excel. I'm so proud of the children and the adults that came in tonight. That took a lot of courage for those children to do that. It really did, and you could tell it on their little faces, but they were proud of what they've done. I'm proud of what they're doing. And those parents and those teachers and counselors have every reason to be very proud as well. And very excited about what's going on at Head Start. That's wonderful. Downtown is looking nicer than it has in a long time. There's just a lot going on, a lot of positive things, a lot of optimistic things, a lot of opportunities instead of challenges. That we have, there's a momentum going right now, and I am just amazed at the people involved, the talent that you found in the Public Works Department to build that. There's that kind of talent's all around us. We just have to find it and draw it out. And I'm awfully proud of Monte Vista right now. So thank you.
Mr. Howard.
Yeah, I guess I won't try to follow all that, but I would give my congratulations to your staff, Rob. I mean, that, you know, I was expecting like a low, you know, a tailgate thing to lower down, but the whole that that's somebody had their head on straight when they did that. That's pretty cool. So, I'm good.
Jason. I want to second what Martha said about the kids, and you know, it's just very important to have those kind of people around, you know, whether they're small or they're adults. You know, there's people that are getting picked on all shapes and sizes and ages, and I think we just saw something on community Facebook about an employee in town that done himself in because he was bullied, you know, and it's just a sad thing that we as a community have to endure that, you know. But I'm glad that there's children and adults that will stand up for what's right, you know. And I think we just need to continue that as a community and just continue to do right and continue to press forward and to be an upstander, you know, and not just be a bystander, you know, like the way it's so terrible nowadays that you come across a video and you see somebody getting beat up and there's 50 people there doing nothing except recording.
The video.
Yeah, they're all recording the same thing and nobody helps, you know. So let's be the change that we want to see, right? So thank you, Public Works. Thank you, Gigi, for everything that you guys do. Thank you, Chief. We're a body here, so we all got to work together. Yes.
And we need to thank Margot. She's on our flower garden
That's right.
committee. And the flowers looked really nice this year, so.
Yeah, they did.
Thanks.
Really surprised too. I just was, wow, and they're still doing their thing.
Yes,
So we are probably gonna let things settle until maybe the end of the month and then clean up the flower beds a bit.
Thank you for doing that, Margot.
Thank you. Welcome, it's my passion.
It's like driving through town, you're like, oh, there's Margot.
Had some ladies come to me to say, next year, give me a call. So we may have a little more help.
excellent.
Good.
Yeah. You don't need to find that a lot.
That's exactly what it is. There's talent all around. You just gotta draw it out.
And with that, we will recess until October the 19th. Have a good evening, everybody.
Thank you.